Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Sunday night. I kind of sat down today when I got off work. I had to work today, but not for myself, but for another company. It's really not bad. I'm just playing. I just don't really like to work on Sundays. I like to go to church and spend time with my family on Sundays, but I had to work. It was okay. But it's late at night. It's actually almost Monday. It's almost midnight. I'm pre-taping for my channel. I sat down and did like a makeup look earlier, and something I was just like, this is not what I want to do a video on. So I went and got a shower, and I was like, oh, I know what I want to talk about. So, I want to talk to you guys about the other side. Do you guys believe in ghosts? I will say, I've always believed in the other side. I have like a little thing here. I've always believed in the other side. But not until I moved. Well, I mean, I can't say that. I've always had weird things like happen at different places where I've lived. Some good, some bad. But it wasn't until I moved into the apartment where we live now. We lived in like a small one bedroom, and we just outgrew it. You know, we started getting all these fur babies, and we just needed more space with my company and all that. And then in September, we decided to close my store down. So I still needed a studio. So we had extra room here. That was kind of like our office, but kind of like it was just to store products and whatever. So we turned it into my studio, and so we've lived in this apartment for like 2 years, I think. 2 years. Yeah, 2 years in like April or May, I guess. So, the apartment that we lived in, it was like Sex and the City like vibes. It was like it was kind of small, but it was like it had been remodeled, so it was like white granite countertops and like white subway tile backsplash, like stainless steel like appliances. I mean, it was really, really nice. I really loved it. I fell in love with it. But we just started acquiring more stuff, and we just need more space. So I had actually toured this. We still live in the same community, but my skin, you guys, is still struggling a little bit. I had came one day. I had like this wild hair to go and tour this apartment in our complex. Well, I went in the office and I was like, we need a bigger apartment. Do you guys have anything? And they were like, yeah. Come on, let me show you. And so I came here and I toured it. They had just finished like renovating it, I guess. I really, really liked it. It was really big. It had a lot of space, so we moved in, and here we are. So we had gotten Stella, which is our black lab, like right before we moved. And the first thing that while I'm talking to you guys, I'm gonna kind of start doing some of my nightly prep because it's almost bedtime. We had gotten, my hair is starting to grow back, you guys. We had started to, what was that? We had gotten Stella, and so she was a puppy, and so we moved in, and it was just me and Stella here one day, and here there's like a long hallway here, and there's a bathroom in the hallway, and then across from the bathroom is this room. It's my studio. Ooh. Okay. It's my studio. So me and Stella were laying on the bed, And Stella like goes to the end of the bed, and she's like doing this with her head, like up and down, like it's like she's watching, like somebody's going with their hand. When I tell you, it freaked me out. I don't know what's going on with the thing. It freaked me out. Like it scared me so bad. It was just me and her, so I didn't know what to do. And so her head was just kept going up and down like that. And then all of a sudden she turned and looked at me, and I said, "Oh, that's it." And we both jumped off the bed and took off running, like slammed the door behind us, and we did not go back into the bedroom until Lamar got home from work. It was very, very scary. Like it scared me really bad. And while I was sitting in there, I was like, "Oh Lord, did I make a mistake? Did I make a mistake moving in?" Because I've always had like small little things, that's happened my whole life. And my mom says that like it's spirits, like they know that she says that we can communicate with them, and they know that, and so they like try to talk to us, and ooh, what? Hello. Okay. That they try to talk to us. I don't know. But it's weird. So that was the first thing that happened. Now, some things had happened at the old apartment too, but like this was like very here at this the new apartment, things were like happening at a very like escalated pace. So one morning I was here, and I was in the bathroom, and I was getting ready for work, and I was here by myself, and all of a sudden I hear Stella like go crazy. She's like barking up a storm, and the first thing that goes through my head is, oh my god, there's somebody in our apartment. There's somebody, because she never acts like that. So she sounded like she was about to like rip the cage apart. That was when she was still being like cage trained. So I was like, oh my god, somebody's in our house. So I'm like just getting out of the shower. I'm in the bathroom that's from the hallway, off from the hallway, not in the master bedroom like bathroom. So I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? So I think, okay, I'm gonna wrap this towel around me. We have like a long hall runner down our hallway, and that's like one of the things I thought. I was like, oh my god, if I hit that runner, my ass is gonna hit the floor, and they're gonna get me. You know what I mean? So I was like, in my head, like I'm coming up with all these things, and this plan. And I thought, okay, I'm going to swing this door open. I tied the towel around me. I was like, I'm going to swing this door open. I'm going to go all the way over, hit the wall, run down the hallway, and then like almost a straight shot to the door, right? So I like mustered up the courage. I swing the door open. I take off running. Now you got to think, like I was like 220 pounds, so I'm a pretty big boy, like running down this hallway, right? Fling open the front door, run out the door, down the stairs, because we live on the second floor. Run down the stairs. I run down to the edge of the sidewalk, and then I turn around and realize that there's nobody following me. So I stood there for a second, and I was like, okay, if somebody was in my apartment, they probably would have came after me. So, and then I'm sitting there like, okay, it's 7 something in the morning, and I have a towel on. And that's all I have out in the middle of the parking lot. So I go back up the stairs, I open the door, and I yell, you better leave or I'm going to call the police. So I don't hear anything. Stella is not barking at this time. So I go back in, I'm checking like the house, like room by room, and I come to the conclusion like there's nobody there. So I don't know, I still to this day don't know what like upset Stella. So it's just one of those things where you are just like, it's something here. I later found out, it's really, really sad. I later found out that the apartment that, like, the apartments are mirrored. So, like, our master bedroom wall is, like, right here. Well, on this side is the apartment next door's master bedroom. And I found out a few months later that, a guy had, killed himself in that room. So, I don't know if, he OD'd. So, I don't know if that was, I don't know if it's his spirit. I don't know if that was his spirit that, upset, that Stella could see that day in the bathroom, and that's what upset her that morning. I don't know. It was like almost like just gave off the vibes, like, especially that not in the bedroom. It was just like a malicious. It was like it was staring. So, there was like a couple of other things, like our TV, turning it on and off. Like, we have like a huge cabinet that we keep like glasses and on the top, and then like wine glasses and stuff. And the bottom is, it's like liquor. We keep liquor in there. It's kind of like a little bar cabinet. Those doors have closed. Our TV used to turn on and off. It's just really weird things, like always happen. It's been, I almost don't want to say it, because when I say it, I know that something will happen. It's almost like here lately, things have kind of died down a little bit. One morning, or well, it was like 4 something in the morning. I had thought the night before I had seen something walk past our bedroom door, and I said something, and people brush things off, and it was like, oh, it's in your mind, go to sleep. And so I did. Well, that morning, Lamar had gotten up to go to work, and he said he was like halfway asleep, and his keys were sitting on the counter, and he said he had walked past the counter and got to the door and was like, oh, I need my keys. So he turned back around, and when he did, every cabinet and drawer in our kitchen was open. And then the cabinet doors that usually stay open on the cabinet, the liquor cabinet, and wine glasses, it was closed. But every door and drawer was open, pulled out. So he just walked down the hallway, and he woke me up and was like, hey, you need to come here for a second. I was like, well, I'm like asleep. And so I got up and walked into the kitchen, and like I'm just like looking at like every drawer and cabinet open, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm going back to sleep. I'm just not even gonna deal with this morning. So that's one thing. I remember like one night I was laying in bed, and it felt like it. Do you remember that when we were growing up, our grandparents had those metal ice trays, or my grandparents did. They had these metal ice trays, and they would be so cold on your fingers when you went to go pull it out to pop the ice. It was so cold. And one night I was laying in bed, and something touched my back, and that's what it felt like. It felt like frozen metal. A hand, it felt like a hand touched me, but it was like frozen metal. That's the only way I can describe it. It scared me so bad. I jumped up. It freaked me out. But probably the weirdest thing is, like last year we went, I think it was last year or year before, we had went to NOLA, New Orleans, and I was like, I want to get my fortune. I want to talk to a real psychic from New Orleans. So I booked an appointment. I went into this appointment, and I was like, I had seen this psychic before when I was younger, but I was like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to go in there. I'm not going to say anything but yes or no. I'm not going to give any kind of clues into anything. So I went in, she was telling me stuff, and I mean, it was stuff that nobody knew, it was just me. There's no way that she would know these things, so I'm sitting here thinking, like, I'm trying not to show any kind of emotion on my face, but your brain is like thinking, like, oh my god, this is like legit. Nobody should know this, nobody knows this but you. And so she tells me all these things, and she says, do you have any questions? And in my mind I'm like, ask her about the ghost, ask her about the ghost. And so I said, no, I'm good. And so I went to go get up, and she grabbed my wrist. And it startled me. And she leaned in and she said, they're not here to scare you. They just want to talk to you. And I immediately burst into tears. And because I knew what she was talking about. I knew she was talking about the ghost here, And she said, baby, they're not there to scare you. They don't want to hurt you. She said, if something happens and you are scared, sometimes they're bad ones, they're bad spirits. She said you can tell it to leave. She told me I could get sage, and sage all the way down. This is what got me, is she said go all the way down the stairs to the sidewalk. So it was like she knew that I lived on the second story. I never said anything about if I lived in an apartment, anything. So I was like, wow. So that just really, that kind of just confirmed to me that I was not losing my mind and that things are legit. My family has always been a very spiritual family, and have always believed in spirits, So it kind of just confirmed to me that they are real. They do want to talk to me. They try to get my attention. I don't get really scared. Every once in a while, like, something scary will happen. Usually, it doesn't scare me. Like I said here lately, it's been really calm. Like, nothing major has happened. No super major activity. You always hear, like, little noises, or you'll put something down and you can't find it when you need it later, and you're just like, okay, where did it get moved to? Just little small things. You'll hear stuff, but it's nothing major. It's nothing that's really like scared me or anything. But those are just a couple of my ghost stories. I hope you guys enjoyed it. In the comments, or in the comment section, tell me about your ghost stories, or you can go on Instagram and message me at Jeremy Vanover. Tell me your ghost stories. I'll tell them here on camera. We'll talk about them. I have a whole lot more scary and spooky and weird things that have happened to me. I'll definitely make a part 2 if you guys like this video. Just in the comment section, tell me if you do want a part 2 to this, and just be observant of your surroundings and things. I think that the spirits let us know that they're there, and they do communicate with us. So just be very, very open to the other side, and just be very observant of things. Until our next video, I'll see you guys later. Be safe and have a good night. Bye, you guys.